Hi guys, I just wanted to do a little review on decimals and talking about multiplying and dividing decimals by tens, hundreds, and thousands. So to start off, let's look at a decimal. Let's look at the decimal 9 and 375 thousandths. Now, remember this is 9 and a little less than half because 500 thousandths would be half. So this is 9 and 375 thousandths. Now, when we're looking at our decimal point, which is right here, we want to remember that every place value that we have, when we're talking about our place values, here's our four place values, our ones place, our tenths, our hundredths, and our thousandths. Remember, every place value is 10 times the place value that comes before it. So for example, we have our ones place right here, and we have our tenths place right here. If we took our tenths place and multiplied by 10, we would have a one whole. Same goes with our hundredths, which is here. If we took our hundredths place and multiplied by 10, that would give us a tenth. Every place value, and the same thing happens with the thousands to the hundredths. Every place value is 10 times bigger than the place value before it. Now, one thing that we can do with this, and I'm going to write the same number, 9 and 375,000, is we can say that any time you take a decimal and move it over one place to the right, you have effectively multiplied that number by 10. So if I wanted to take 9 and 375 thousandths and multiply it by 10, I would have 93 and 75 hundredths. That would be multiplying that number by 10. Now, if we take this decimal and move it over two times, that's like multiplying by 10 twice. Multiplying by 10 twice is the same thing as multiplying by 100. So if you multiply a number by 100, you can simply move the decimal to the right twice, which would give me 937 and 5 tenths. That would be multiplying that number by 100. Now, same idea, 9 and 375 thousandths. If I were to move the decimal over 1, 2, 3 times, that's the same thing as multiplying by 10 three times. Multiplying by 10 three times is like 10 times 10 times 10, which is like multiplying by 1,000. So if you multiply a number by 1,000, you can simply move the decimal over three times. In this case, we would get 9,375. Now, that's a significantly faster way to multiply numbers by tens, hundreds, and thousands. Now, in the same way, write this number again, 9 and 375 thousandths. We can also quickly use this in the opposite way to divide. If I take a decimal number and I move it to the left one time, that is the same thing as dividing a number by 10. Anytime you divide, you're moving it once to the left. So if I wanted to divide 9 and 375 thousandths by 10, I would get 9,375 ten thousandths. Now, same idea. If I wanted to move it twice to the left, that would be like dividing by 10 twice, which is the same thing as dividing by 100. Now, we're going to have an empty space here, and we're just going to add a 0 to that empty space. And so on. If we move it three times to the left, that would be like dividing by 10 three times, which is the same thing as dividing by 1,000. Now, this is the basis of our entire number system is based around this number 10. So we're going to practice today multiplying and dividing numbers by tens, hundreds, and thousands. And this is really going to speed us up as we're working with numbers.